Good morning everyone. I've just rocked up outside another job today. As you can tell by the title, it's a fuse board change, and kindly BG have supplied us with a... No, they haven't. I'm joking. I bought this. I bought this with the money for the job. So we're fitting this one today. The reason I've gone for that is because I've gone for a BG surge protection device, which we're going to be fitting. I've ordered. It should be coming in today, so we'll pick that up. But first things first, we'll get in. I'll show you the job, and then we'll just crack on with it. Okay, so here's the fuse board in question, this lovely old Rolex, which will be going today. So 2, 4, 6, 8 ways, 9, 10 surge protection, and the breaker for that. That's why I've gone for that BG, bigger one. So some nice person has put this in, fair enough, RCD. He's done it all right, 10mm for the shower. But then he's done that. Strange one. So I've got to rip that out, renew the meter tails, renew the gas bond because it's only a little 10mm. I like to put the 10mm in for that. Comes in metal, so needs a bond, and also the water's not done, which is copper coming out of the ground. So extraneous part, that's going to get a bond too. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this, and then we'll do some testing as I take this apart, do my ends and stuff, so makes it a bit easier for later on. It's a shame when you think about it really, because back in the day they did get it right with the metal board, didn't they? Look, the only trouble is, look, you've got all these parts that are exposed that you could potentially get into, but yeah, when IP didn't really matter back then. But yeah, fairly decent job there. Not the best, but 10mm quite hard to work with, but it's just that which has annoyed me really. He's also cut these, which is fine because I've got to go in there anyway. He's just sort of cut and twisted them now. So I've got to get in there now, disconnect this old 10mm, put my new tails in there anyway, so they're going. I'm getting upgraded to 25s. I think they're 16s at the minute. 100 amp fuse, so it should be 25s really. She's off. First thing I'm going to do is rip this out, rip the tails out, rip this out, strip this down, do some testing, and I'll see you back in a minute. Goodbye, plastic enclosure. You served us well. Goodbye. You're next, buddy. Bit of a rat's nest, wouldn't you say? That's nice. So yeah, they're coming in the back entry. Couple. This is like a light in, a socket in the garage. That cooker, that shower's got to come in the top, and that earth's getting replaced. Yeah, so this is a PME, basically a TNCS, earthed off the neutral inside there. They give you a little earthing terminal. So generally these are shrouded now. This is quite an old one, so this is just open, but that's fine. So yeah, let's strip this out now, see what we've actually got. So I'll just run through what I believe we've got, because nothing's marked up. That's a cooker. That's either a ring up or ring down. Same with that, another ring. That's going to be lights up or lights down. And then you've got another lighting circuit here. Someone's dobbed in a garage light, which comes out the top here. Then you've also got another lighting circuit there. And then this is the boiler, which was immersion, which I've changed to a boiler supply now. And then you've got this like garage spur, which goes off this way and does a little socket just there. So I'll probably put that on its own 16, obviously keep that separate from the boiler. Yeah, so I'm going to just do some testing on these rings and stuff now to make sure I've got some continuity and stuff. And we'll record that, and then we'll crack on stripping them out. Okay, we're now at the point of no return. There is another bond here. but I cannot find this on the water. I reckon this goes to like the old immersion tank or whatever, so it's not going to be any good for me. So I'll make sure I find it, and I'll either leave it out or I'll just connect it and stick it on the water pipe, etc. in the loft. First thing I'm going to do is pull all these straight now. There was a tiny bit in the cavity, which is nice, not a lot though. And then I'm just going to show you the fuse board in a second. Right, so I've pulled these all nice and straight now. Don't cut anything until you get them into the board. And I've just taped my ring mains together, which is that one and that one. Black finger! So I've had some comments, Instagram, if you saw this in my van. Cheap, nasty boards, don't fit them. So I'm going to fit this one today and let you know how I get on with it. This was actually more expensive than MK. The surge protection is the same. BG, compatible with this fuse board. And the breakers are cheap, so why not? So let's have a look at it. First glance, looks like not too bad. They give you a nice big section here, knockouts in the top. They also give you this nice little strips that you put in there if you knock that out, which I'll probably use, and then I will fill with not fire foam, which I've heard people say, but that's a nightmare. But like an intermittent mastic, just want to keep the integrity of the board, keep the fire in the board if there ever was one. And that buzz bar is chunky, so that's not flimsy. That comes off. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's no different to MK. Definitely no different to MK. Right, I've just fitted the board now. Brought all them cables in the centre there, just to give me the maximum reach of all these cables. Knocked a tiny little bit of that block off. I will intermittent mastic that after we've finished. But I've fitted a lot of fuse boards, Contactor Eaton, Hagar, MEM, Wilex. They're all the same. I'm telling you, there's a lot of fuse board snobbery. The only thing about this, don't use this. That's crap. That's completely off. Don't know why they put that in there, because it just bends with the board. But yeah, I've just put some washers in. But yeah, what I'm saying to you is there's fuse board snobbery, and this is no different to any other fuse board that I've fitted. If not, that's better because it gives you more space in there. But that's my opinion. Give it a thumbs down if you want. That's up to you. So let's get on with connecting it up. This is what I'm using to bring the tails into the board. This was from Toolstation, I think, cheapest one I could find at short notice. They give you the 25mm or the 16mm intras, so I'm going to go with the 25. Right, so this is where we're at. New tails are installed, little couple of P-clips just to hold them, new glands in. I did think this would clash because this is the knockout. They give you the 35mm, but no, it's perfect. Put the two holes for the 25mm tails at the back. They ride up nicely and in. So that's all done. That's all done. Now we're just going to get all these dressed in nicely. Okay, I've just put the main fuse back in. I'm just going to do an earth loop and a PSC just while we've got no parallel earths. The only one we've got is the main earth now, connected into the main terminal. So we'll do a test on that now. Right, I'll just show you where we're at. All these cables are now dressed in. Don't get too bogged down and say, oh, this isn't neat enough. But look, I can identify this. If you count along, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go up to your bar. You know, that earth there, number 12, corresponds with that one there. And you look there, second earth bar, number 6. So you got those ones there, that one there corresponds with that one. So they're all nice and neat, dressed in. All I've got to do now is gland the garage lighting in, garage power, and this shower feed. So I'll gland those in the top with some glands. But I've got the lighting and power for the garage glanded in. I was going to put this 25mm gland in for this 10mm, but they only give you 20mm knockouts, and if I drill that out, that's going to take that one out, and it's going to leave a horrible snotty piece of metal. So I'm using one of these 20mm fire resistant grommets. I'll just slice that and then just slide the cable through, and then I'll make sure I P-clip it tight so there's no pulling out with a cable. So to me that's better to use that than a horrible gland and sort of cut that out. I can't put it there because it will foul on this. So yeah, that's my idea. That's a 35, so the gland will just be too too small for that one, so give us a 25mm knockout somewhere, BG, on the top of here. So cable's in, as you can see there. I've P-clipped it there, so it's nice and tight. It just comes into the side of the board there, then I'll dress them in to the relevant space, and even the earth will reach. I'm probably going to go on that 40 there, that's what it was on before, so that will reach to number 1 easily. So after that fuse board's done, I'm just going to get a bit of Hilti intermittent. I'll show you that. I'm not going to absolutely go mad, but I'm just going to keep this integrity just between these cables. Yeah. Okay, buzz bars are in. I'm going to have to modify these ones to fit the SPD, but that's not here yet. So for now, this is done. That's for the gas and water bond to come down the wall. I'm going to clip along. There's the gas meter, and the water's going to go around the building in a conduit. Yeah, so I'll just fill this hole. So I've got a Hilti Firestop acrylic sealant. Don't get this mistaken for painter's mate or sealant, silicone sealant, because it isn't. It's for fire stopping. Right, there we go. As you can see, I've not gone totally mad. The only reason I've done this is because that is the cavity wall between the house and the garage, and if there was a fire, it isn't going to go up there, but just in case it does, I've put a little bit of fire acrylic sealant in there, so if there was a fire, that swells up and creates a 2-hour fire resistant barrier. Same as this fuse board, really. So yeah, there we go. Right, so before I started, I did all my testing and everything was fine. Come to energise, and the RCD was playing up on one circuit, upstairs ring, well, sort of half up and down. Traced everything out, come to this socket, from what you've seen. So what I've done now, rub my blood off of there, I've had to take the floor up. I'm going to pull a new leg in here. This one goes down to a socket at the front door. This was all mangled. Look, that's how short that was. So that's going. I'm going to have to put a joint in the floor. I've pulled the ring main, so there'll be a ring main in the floor. And now that one back entry was spurred, so now that will be on the ring. I'll bring that through the back of this box, complete with grommets this time. Then I'll have to make good as well. Great, isn't it? So that was a turn up for the books. My Mega said that everything was clear, and when I went to energise, the RCD was not happy. It held in, but it wouldn't reset. It would not it wouldn't test, sorry. As soon as I took those neutrals out, that would test, so I knew there was something wrong with that circuit. So I traced it down, and you see what I found upstairs. Yeah, going back to this board, I'd have no problem using this again. This is where my surge protection is going to go, which I've got to get. So we'll skip to tomorrow now. See you later. Good morning, here we are, currently de-icing the van. It's 7:15, I'm just nipping to Screwfix. A lot of people ask me, why do I use Screwfix? The reason I use Screwfix, because I want to really. I can check things are in stock, I can see if the shop has got them, the local store, etc. So yeah, that's why I use them really. I could use a wholesaler, then I have to wait for delivery, and then they let you down on delivery, whereas if I go in the morning, or I pick it up, I get it the weekend for the next week, whatever, I know what jobs I'm doing, so yeah, that's why I use Screwfix, etc. So let's head over to Screwfix. Alright, so I've just picked up the little surge protection. It's quite good, this cartridge. When this has gone off, you can pull this out the front and then replace this as a cartridge if this has ever gone off. And if you read the little instructions, as we never do, but I'm going to on this one. Obviously you should read the instructions, don't listen to me. If you can see there, MCB backup, 32 amp or less, so I've just picked up another 32 amp MCB for the board, a load of other bits in the back. So yeah, let's head over to the job. Show you quickly that little surge protection there, just pulls out and then it just clips back into there on those poles. So first things first, I'm getting the bonds in, one to the gas, not that side, the other side. The original one was there, but we're going on the consumer side, 300mm, within 300mm I think it is. That's coming through, going to there. Then the job's grown a little bit. I've got a towel rail to wire, so I'm going to bring that in the same conduit round, low level round into the kitchen. Bond's going to drop off at the sink, and then the towel rail inside. But I'll show you that once I've got it in. It's going alright. Managed to get a fix in here. That goes straight into the garage, so it goes through the wall. I've had to drill this, and then saddles. I'm going to put a coupler on there just to give expansion, because this is winter. When this pipe expands, you'll find that this does sort of bend. So if you put an expansion coupler and don't glue it, I'm in this little greenhouse thing anyway, it won't bend and it will give the conduit a bit of movement. So obviously it's not going to be much fun trying to push cables all the way around, so just cut myself a little through box in there, helps me wire, and then push it down that corner. Pipe is very brittle because it's pretty cold today. Put your conduit bender in, and then rub this vigorously in the spot you want to bend it for 30 seconds. I've been rubbing it vigorously. This screw fix pipe's crap, so thin, but you will be able to bend it. Yeah, just rub it like this. I know it seems a bit weird, but and then just if you're doing a bend further down, put a piece of singles on there, then you can pull it out of your conduit like so. There's the water pipe. It comes in plastic, it then dives back down in copper, so it comes in plastic, dives back down in copper and goes back through the floor. That's why I'm bonding this, because it's going back through the floor to another place in the house, in the bathroom. So copper pipe comes from the sink, copper pipe buried in the floor. This is the towel rail that I've got to power, so I'm going to put a spur here, switch spur, chase along, go outside, and then pick that twin nerf up in that conduit under the door, and then up and in. Just a little tip for you when you are wiring through conduit, what I've done is the twin nerf's going further, so I've pulled another 2 meters off of that and then tied the earth on backwards, not backwards, on the back of it, and then it will be easy to pull it, and you don't really want to be pulling that past that earth once it's all in and dressed. And I'm just going to go around there and pull this drawer. Just to show I'm not hiding any nasties in the box, look, run straight through. And these come with a gasket already on, so just literally put the screw wherever he is. Where do I put it? There. Back in there. Bloop. Okay, another little job we got to do. Disconnect this pump and this old valve. It's fit from here, and then we're going to pull that up into the floor, bring it down in a trunking and put in a single socket there, so we can have a dishwasher stood there. That also goes, and the old room stat. And I've just marked up my chase and my box for my twin nerf to come through. Just started chasing this in now. It's only a short chase, meter, then a box, so it shouldn't take 10 minutes. Right, there we go. What I'm going to do, second fix this, get a first, well, clear it first because it's horrible black dust. Give it a first fill, and then I think the client's going to finish that off, so at least I'll make it safe. Right, everything's doubled over. I had a comment in my last video. The guy said, why don't you double over? So say I had a ring main, I had 2 live conductors coming in here. Why don't I double them over? Well, when you're doing a spur, do you bend that over 4 times? I'm going to start going down this route, are we? Look. That's effectively what you're doing when you're doubling up your ring main. So would you do that on a single cable? No, it's ridiculous. So that's why I don't double them up, because when I've done a spur, I just bend him over once and that's good enough. I don't need to do that to it. But I'm just running my cables round in a little trunking. They're going to come up and then be glanded into the board. The new gas bond is there. It's not connected yet. I've just got to P-clip that up the wall and then connect that. The plastic conduit outside is all done now. In there and in there. Right, so I've put the gas and the water bond in. I did find that little bond, it goes up to a pipe in the old airing cupboard, so I've left that on as well. That's got a clamp on it. So now all I've got to do is fit the SPD, take this bar out, fit the breaker. All I'm going to do is fit the breaker there, and then have, so I'm only losing one way, so then I can fit the SPD in that one, so take that one out there. So I'll end up with a 32 amp controlled in that SPD, and then wire that in 6mm to the neutral bar and up to the earth bar. And then I've just got to connect this tail rail in. There we go, 32 amps in, the surge protection's in now, this is all in, buzz bar's been cut. Fits nicely actually, and then obviously if that does activate, you can just knock the cover off, pull that out and then replace that cartridge like that. It comes off that 32 amp breaker there, and neutral just goes to the bar there. Right, this one is pretty much wrapped up. There's the board, all labelled, marked up, SPD, super duper. So thanks for joining me on this one. I'm going to get monetised now for that song, so take care, see you on the next one.